what's up guys? It's Cody with Blood Money MMA Bets, and I'm back for another prediction video. It's going to be the first one of 2022. We're going to be here to break down UFC Vegas 46. Should be a good card. Giga Chikadze versus Kattar is the main event. We've lost a couple fights on the card, but we still got a couple decent ones. We definitely got some money makers left. If you notice, I got me a little new artwork, got some new stuff going on, still got a couple things to do. I didn't get to get everything done I wanted to because I went out to Vegas over that shutdown. Got to see the Apex and all that stuff, made me miss fights even more. But hey man, they're back this week. We only got a week to get to them. Like I said, let's just hope and pray that no more fights fall off the card. I think we're down to 11. So we'll get into that, but let's do a recap of UFC Vegas 45. It was the last card of the year. For 2021, we ended the year on a winning note. We went 6-3 on UFC Vegas 45 for plus 4.6 units. Could have been a real big night. Could have won over 10 units. Had Wonderboy Thompson won. If Stephen Wonderboy Thompson would have won, I would have went 7-1 for, I think it would have been like 12 units. But man, he got ragged on, manhandled. I completely misread that fight as far as the small cage. That was like huge, crucial part of that fight. But yeah, let's get into it. I went 6-3 on UFC Vegas 45 for plus 4.6 units. My 6 winning bets were, the first one was, well, I had Derek Lewis as an underdog, 1.3 units to win 1.5 units. I thought that was a good bet. Derek Lewis, like I said, like I've always said, the way to beat him isn't just going in there and boxing with him, because Derek Lewis is going to take your punch and then hit you with one way harder punch. Most people like Cyril Gane or even Dos Anjos and them like to kick him to the body, do all that, and wear him down before you go try to finish him off. I mean, you can't just boxing with Derek Lewis, especially when you're 230 pounds. Derek Lewis is like 270, 275, no matter what. But yeah, Derek Lewis, 1.3 units to win 1.5 units. Second winning bet was Dante Mays over 2.5. I had 1.1 unit to win 1 unit. That fight was close. I believe he finished it maybe like 2 minutes after that 2.5 minute mark in the third round. So yeah, kind of got lucky there, but take that win. Third win was Amanda Lemos, a straight bet, 2 units to win 0.7 units. And man, there's been a lot of controversy on that fight. I had Lemos winning. The fight was really close, but if you're going to look at who actually did the most damage in the fight, I had Lemos doing that. She almost ended Hill in the first round. Definitely got beat in the second round. It was still like a close round. I mean, she never got like dominated in the third round. I had her winning too, but I can see how anybody else scored it for Hill. I feel lucky to get that win. I got that win. I'll take it. So yeah, that was Lemos, 2 units to win 0.7 units, but really that was another parlay. I didn't want to bet her straight like that. The fourth win was Gerard Meerschaert versus Ricky Simon, 1.6 units to win 1.5 units. That was a pretty decent little parlay. Meerschaert had me worried in that fight a little bit, but he ended up pulling it off. The fifth win was Josh Emmett, Mateus Gamrot, parlay. One fight was from the week before, obviously. 1.1 units to win 1.7 units, and Gamrot looked great. Mateus Gamrot's definitely going to be a problem in the 155-pound division. And the sixth win was Amanda Lemos, Mateus Gamrot, 2 units to win 2 units. And like I said, both of them did good. Lemos got a little scary. I think she kind of blew her load too, trying to finish Hill real early like that. But yeah, those are 6 wins. The 3 losses was a 0.4 unit, just a little 0.4 units to win 1.1 units. And that was Cub Swanson, Justin Tafa under, and then Sijara Eubanks. And yeah, I wish Sijara Eubanks, I thought she had a chance to win in that third. It was 1-1 going into that third, and then she took that big body shot, put her down. So yeah, I lost 0.4 units on that. Then I had 1 unit to win 1.8 units on Lemos, Wonderboy, and Gamrot, and I already talked about it a little bit with Wonderboy, man. Bilal Muhammad really impressed me in that small cage. Not to say I'm gonna be betting him going forward against these other elite guys, but he really did impress me in that little cage. Wonderboy, I mean, I have to start fading him. You know, if they give us decent lines against any other grapplers, I mean, his grappling's pretty terrible. So yeah, so I lost that one. And then the big one that I lost was Lemos Wonderboy. I had 2.5 units to win 2 units. But like I said, I went 6-3, only had 3 losses. So 6-3 plus 4.6 units. So total, I've done 12 videos so far. I've had 65 bets that I put in, official bets, and I call official bets are the bets that that I tell you on here. This is the bet I'm making. I'm putting it on. I'll write it in the description on here, and then if you go follow me on Blood Money MMA Bets on Instagram, that's where I post all the stubs for all the bets. So you know these are the ones I'm making. So far, like I said, 12 videos. I've gone 45 and 20 for plus 35.6 units, and that comes out to be over 65 bets. That comes out to a 69% winning percentage. Like I said before in my other videos, I started on September 25th, 2020. I'm gonna keep this going. I'm gonna keep up the stats and the win-loss and all that for the first year, because I want to do it for myself to see what I'm doing, and just obviously to keep a record and see if I'm as good as I think I am. So like I said, 69% winning percentage over 65 bets. So please like and subscribe. If that don't make you like and subscribe, man, I don't know what will. But like I said, we ended last year. We ended 2021 on a winning note. So we're gonna start 2022 on a winning note. Also, man, I even got the lucky hat on. Everybody knows that watches. So yeah, let's start breaking down UFC Vegas 46. Or UFC Fight Night 200. But we got Giga Chikadze versus Calvin Kattar, the main event. Started with 14 fights. We're down to 11 fights. I'm just happy to have the fights back on, man. That was such a long break. I got a lot of stuff done, but man, that was a long break with having no fights. Makes life tough, man. I just want to say too, I appreciate all the people that's been supporting my channel and liking and subscribing and commenting, man. It's awesome. It makes me want to keep doing this, and I have fun doing it. I like talking MMA with people. So that's the main reason why I started doing this too, man. I moved away from where I grew up and stuff for the first like 35 years of my life, and now I live down in Kentucky by Louisville, and I just don't have as many of my friends to watch these UFC with and talk with. So that's why I started doing this. I like just being able to talk about UFC and stuff, and even chatting with people. So appreciate everybody that likes and subscribes, and yeah, like I said, we're gonna keep winning. I'm gonna try to put out a crazy betting record over the first year. So let's do it. But yeah, let's get into it. It's fight number 1 is in the men's middleweight division. We got Jamie Pickett versus Joseph Holmes. Jamie Pickett is 12-6, and Joseph Holmes is 7-1. Right now, Joseph Holmes is the favorite. He's minus 150. Jamie Pickett is plus 120. Jamie Pickett, I mean, he's not really good. Like he's decent everywhere. Like he's got decent power. He's got no technical striking though. Like he don't have any technique to his striking. He throws like decent hooks, decent power and stuff. He's got like an okay clinch. He's not really that great at grappling. I mean, like I said, he's like mediocre everywhere. If you watched him on his Contender Series fights, if you watched him fight Tefan, anybody, even Lorano Staropoli, who's too little to be at 185, he didn't really do nothing. Neither one of them did anything, but he should have been able to do more than that. And then you've seen him against the Beverly Hills Ninja when he got his freaking head knocked off. I lost a little money in that fight on that. But like I said, man, he has decent power. He's durable. Well, he was before that fight with the Beverly Hills Ninja. He's pretty low output, and he's very hittable. He's got a good chin, but he's very hittable, and there's just nothing that stands out to make him a good fighter. Usually he has height and reach, but in this fight, he's actually not going to have it. He's fighting Joseph Holmes, 7-1. Joseph Holmes is actually 6'4" with an 80-inch reach, and Pickett's 6'2" with an 80-inch reach, which is, you know, Jamie Pickett's usually big for 185 with the 80-inch reach, but Joseph Holmes matches him. Joseph Holmes is good, man. If you watched him on the Contender Series, or if you've seen any of his other fights on the regional scene, he's tall, he's long, he has good Muay Thai. Like that was his first base, was Muay Thai, and then he moved on to more jiu-jitsu and all that, and he's got great jiu-jitsu. If you see the guy, all of his wins are finishes. He's got 7 wins. He's got 5 wins by submission and 2 wins by KO. So he's really a stand-up guy, but he's actually got really good jiu-jitsu. So that's awesome. He doesn't have the greatest wrestling to get the fight to the ground, but he's got good stamina and cardio, and he'll keep trying. But like I said, usually he has just a good advantage in standing too. So this fight, I don't see it being like the greatest fight. I see Holmes being able to land some takedowns on Jamie Pickett. I see him just throwing out more volume, more striking, and maybe being able to land like the harder shots and stuff. I don't see him subbing him, but I do see him getting some takedowns, getting some top control, getting some clinch up against the cage and all that. But yeah, give me Joseph Holmes and like kind of maybe a boring decision. Like I said, neither Joseph Holmes is the only one that's really like a finisher. Jamie Pickett ain't too much to me. But yeah, give me Joseph Holmes for the decision. I actually have a bet on Holmes. I placed 1.5 units to win 1 unit on him. So I'm hoping that he does get that win. He should. He should pretty easily. Like Jamie Pickett just ain't good anywhere. So let's get on to fight number 2 though. This is in the men's featherweight division. We got TJ Brown versus Gabriel Benitez. TJ Brown is 15-8. He's currently sitting at plus 155. Gabriel Benitez is 22-9. He's currently sitting at 190. This should be a pretty good fight too. It's kind of like a stylistic matchup. You got TJ Brown, who is probably going to be looking for takedowns and stuff. You would think that. I don't know. I've seen him in a couple fights where you think he was going to be going for some takedowns and he didn't. I forget the one guy that kept leg kicking him. I'll think of his name in a little bit. But he lost that decision. Came back though, looked decent against Kai Kamaka. Like TJ Brown's got decent striking, decent power. He can stay in the pocket with people, but he can get clipped. Kai Kamaka clipped him. Danny Chavez was the other guy that was tearing up his legs. But TJ Brown though, like I said, he's well rounded. He's got decent striking. He's got decent power, but if he's in there with somebody like Benitez, who's way more technical, better striking, he's definitely going to beat him to the punch. Just like Chavez was just technically better than him. He has good wrestling. He has decent jiu-jitsu, good ground and pound when he gets it there and if he uses it. But I don't know. You can't really trust him to. I mean, like I said, against Danny Chavez, he was getting his leg chewed up and still wasn't shooting for takedowns. Maybe that affected him because that affected his power for shooting in, all that. But yeah, I don't know. He's good. He's well-rounded. He's not really like great anywhere. And his biggest problem is he doesn't check leg kicks, and that's really Gabriel Benitez's biggest weapon. We'll get into what Gabriel Benitez, I mean, his biggest weapons are leg kicks. He chops people down. He has good knees. He's got good aggression. You've seen him against Justin James with them knees to the body, finished him with. I feel with Gabriel Benitez, though, he's a good hammer, not a good nail. You see him against Billy Quarantillo. His last fight, once Quarantillo started taking over, I lost a little money in that fight, too. Once Quarantillo started taking over, he kind of just checked out. He's 22-9, so, I mean, he does have a decent amount of losses. I don't know how TJ Brown's going to have a little bit of a size advantage in this fight, but the way I see it going, I'm not going to bet on this fight because there's just too much going on with these guys, especially with Benitez being that big of a favorite. But I just see this being Gabriel Benitez chopping down that lead leg, and he should be able to either get the decision, because like I said, TJ Brown's super tough. You see him staying with Chavez, you've seen him staying with a lot of people when he's getting beat up. So I'm going to take Gabriel Benitez by decision, busting him up with them leg kicks and stuff, but if TJ Brown comes out here right away, starts shooting in, grappling a lot and wearing down Benitez, man, he could start taking over by like the middle of the second, going into the third and all that. But I don't see that happening. I see Benitez hitting him with leg kicks and really hurting him, slowing him down. And I don't think he'll finish him, but I do see Benitez getting a decision. Like I said, not betting it, no parlays, nothing, because that fight is just, it could go either way. And really, I don't trust either guy. Let's get into the fight number 3 is in the women's strawweight division. We got Vanessa Demopolis versus Silvana Gomez Juarez. Vanessa Demopolis is 6-4. She's currently sitting at minus 130. Silvana Gomez Juarez is 10-3, and she's currently sitting at plus 100. Vanessa Demopolis, I'm not going to spend much time on this fight because it's a terrible girls fight. She's got good BJJ. She's got decent striking. She's got decent, okay power for a girl. She's got good BJJ. She just really don't have the wrestling to get it to the ground when she needs to. And she definitely don't have the wrestling to get it to the ground and be on top. Her opponent, Silvia Gomez Juarez, she's good. Like I said, she's 10-3. Her 3 losses throughout her career are all to UFC caliber people. Girls, I mean, they're all been in the UFC. They're all pretty good. She's got good power for girls. For a girl, she's got some stoppage wins, ground and pound, striking, submissions, all that. You seem like against Lupita Godinez last fight. She got taken down like 3 times, and her get up game looked good at first. She was getting up, and it looked like she might even, because I think Lupita Godinez took her down like 3 or 4 times in like 2.5 minutes, and she kept getting up, and it looked like Godinez was starting to slow down just a little bit towards the end of the first, and then she ended up catching her in an armbar. That was a really good fight. For Godinez. I mean, Silvana, she got real torn up. She's 10-2 before that. She's gonna have a slight size advantage. She's 5'3" with the 63-inch reach, and Vanessa Demopolis is 5'2" with the 62-inch reach. I'm actually gonna. I know a lot of people are picking Demopolis because it was even money, and then now she jumped up to -130 like overnight. So, but I'm gonna take Sylvia Gomez Juarez. I'm gonna take her to be able to use her get up game, maybe get taken down a couple times in that first round, use her get up game to get up, and I believe she'll be able to outstrike Vanessa Demopolis throughout the last 2 rounds, throughout this second and third. So I'm gonna take her for a decision. I'm not betting on this fight. I'm gonna stay away from it, but I'm gonna take Gomez for a boring decision, and take that second and third round. First round might look a little dicey, but after that, I'll take her for the second and third. Fight number 4 is in the men's lightweight division. We got Dakota Bush versus Vlacheslav Borshchev. We're going to Slavoclaws. Dakota Bush is 8-3, currently sitting at +155. Vlacheslav is 5-1, currently sitting at +185. Dakota Bush is good, man. He's well rounded. He's got if you've seen him watching fight Thud Hubbard, he's got good leg kicks, throws a lot of leg kicks. He's got good boxing, decent wrestling. I mean, he took that fight on short notice and kind of came out. It looked like he had a little nervous energy in that first round where he's throwing. He was just constantly throwing something for the first 2 minutes of that first round. It looked like it kind of gassed him out. But he looked good, coming in short notice against Thud Hubbard. He's pretty well rounded. Nothing too special about him, but the guy he's fighting is pretty special. Vlacheslav. The guy's a beast, man. He's a sick kickboxer. He's the kickboxing coach at Team Alpha Male. He had over 300 kickboxing matches and was great at kickboxing. Obviously came and joined up with Team Alpha Male to round out his skills. And if you watch his fights, if you watch the Contender Series, if you watch him on his regional scene fights, he actually has really good takedown defense. He has good takedown defense, good get up game. The guy has crazy power, crazy kickboxing, power in his hands, legs, everywhere. The guy's pretty scary. I don't have a bet on this. I did have it in a parlay with another guy with Kyle Barrero. Then that fight got canceled, so I just canceled the parlay. Later in the week, I might put this guy in a parlay because I really do think he's gonna get the KO in the first or second round. Right now, he's only -185. It doesn't seem that bad. So. Give me Borshchev by second round TKO. I think it's going to be kind of ugly too because Bush don't have no power. Bush has like decent wrestling and jiu-jitsu, but I don't think it's going to be anything for him. And the longer this fight stays on the feet, we're going to get to see how good Borshchev really is standing up. I mean, the guy has power, sick kickboxing, 300 amateur kickboxing fights. Guy's great. Fight number 5 is in the men's welterweight division. We got Ramiz Brahimaj versus Mcgee. Ramiz is 9-3. He's currently sitting at -110. Mcgee is 20-10. He's currently sitting at -110. Pick 'em fight, and for a good reason. This is gonna be a good fight. Ramiz, if you watch him fight, the dude's good. He's a Brazilian. He's a BJJ specialist, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. With great Jiu-Jitsu. He's got good wrestling. His striking's good. I mean, he's not the most technical striker, but he throws decent volume. If you see him against Max Griffin, he throws decent volume and he throws everything with like good power, like really good power, really good jiu-jitsu. But he's just not all that technical. He started getting pieced up by Max Griffin, but Max Griffin's really good. And then Max Griffin tore his ear off with that elbow. But then he came back last fight and choked out Sasha Palatnikov. And looked really good in that. But the thing is, like, he's fighting Mcgee, and everybody knows Mcgee. He's getting a little older. He's 37. He's got decent striking, decent power. You know, he's not knocking anybody out. He's got pretty good wrestling, and he's got good jiu-jitsu. You seen last fight against Claudio Silva where he went to the ground with Claudio a couple times, held his own, was on top. He looked really good actually his last fight. But before that, I mean, he didn't look that good. The fight before that, he got beat up by Carlos Condit. Striking match, didn't even attempt a takedown. Had a fight before that, I believe it was like against Diego Lima, where he looked terrible. And then the fight before that, though, the fight before that is what kind of makes me like compare it with this fight, is when he fought Sean Brady. And he actually fought Sean Brady really tough, because Sean Brady's kind of like Ramiz, you know, a boxer. Like, he's a wrestler with jiu-jitsu, but will box, throw some power shots, just basically looking to get in the clinch and all that. And Mcgee did really, really good against Sean Brady. Because Sean Brady really wasn't be able to take him down and use his jiu-jitsu like he wanted to, because Mcgee's got good wrestling, good defensive wrestling. And then when they had to strike with him all 3 rounds, Mcgee's striking was a little better than Sean Brady's. And that's what I think it's going to be here. Because the way, like I said, the Mcgee doesn't just get taken down and choked out. Really, that's Ramiz's way to beat somebody. So I think in that first round, Ramiz is going to come out and wrestle with Mcgee a lot, use a lot of energy. He'll probably land some takedowns, get some good positions on the ground. But I think he's going to use a lot of gas up. Mcgee's get-up game is going to be nice, and I think he's going to use a lot of gas up. I think by the second round, Mcgee. That's another thing too. By the second round, I think Mcgee is gonna win with the wrestling exchanges. If it goes to that, he's gonna start ending up on top. I don't think he's gonna get submitted. He's gonna get some ground control in the second and third round and land the better strikes. And I think Mcgee is actually gonna take the decision. I'm not betting this fight because this is another fight that it's hard to know what's gonna happen. But I don't really trust either one of these guys, but would know how to bet them a lot better after this fight. So, but yeah, give me Mcgee by like a greasy decision, but like I said, I'm not betting that. Fight number 6 is in the men's bantamweight division. We got Brian Kelleher versus Saidyokub Kakramonav. Brian Kelleher is 23-12, and he's currently sitting at plus 135. Kakramonav is 9-2, and he's currently sitting at minus 165. Brian Kelleher, if you watched him, he's good. He's got good boxing, good power. You've seen against Hunter Azar, he knocked him out in the second round. He's very tough, very durable. He can get caught in submissions, but Brian, a lot of the times he's gonna be the one on top. Anytime like Ray Rodriguez and all these lower guys try to take him down, Ode Osborne, he's able to choke him out. Got great jiu-jitsu, decent wrestling, good boxing, good power. Throws a lot of hooks and stuff, and he's able to beat like lower class guys that's around his skill level, which I mean he's good, but when he steps up, he's usually he's getting beat. Like you seen him against Ricky Simon last time, Cody Stamen. It's kind of like if somebody can out wrestle him and not get caught in his jiu-jitsu and his guillotines, they're gonna be able to win. But the guy he's fighting, Kakramonav, this guy's a beast. You seen him against Trevin Giles last fight, or not Trevin Giles, Trevin Jones last fight, coming in on short notice, looked like a beast. The guy's well-rounded. The guy's super good. Great striking, good power striking, good wrestling, great judo. Just a very well-rounded game. If you watch him in that fight, he really beat Trevin Jones everywhere. Was beating him standing up, beating him in the clinch, beating him on the ground with takedowns, was beating him up everywhere until he finished him in the third round. And he was an underdog. I actually bet on him in that at that fight, and he was a pretty decent-sized underdog coming out on short notice, and he showed me a very well-rounded game. He's going to have the power advantage here. He's going to have the size advantage. He's 5'8" with the 69-inch reach, where Brian Kelleher is 5'6" with a 64-inch reach. So he's going to have 5-inch reach and 2-inch height. And I think he's just going to be better everywhere. I think he's going to have the better striking. I think he's going to have the better jiu-jitsu, the better wrestling, the better judo, all that. If it goes to the ground, he's going to be on top and in the better positions. You've seen Brian Kelleher. It was Montel Jordan. I think it's Montel Griffin, the dude that's like 5'10", 135er. He choked out Brian Kelleher pretty easy. Choked him out in the first round. I don't think it's going to be that easy, but I think it's going to go something like that Trevin Jones fight where Kakramonav is just going to beat up Kelleher through the first, the second, and then sometime in the third get a finish. I don't know. You know, Kelleher is super tough. You've seen him hanging there with Simone and Stamen, but they don't really. Well, Simone would do some damage. Stamen really don't. But give me Kakramonav. I'm going to take him. I'm gonna call it by decision, but I wouldn't be surprised if he finished him in the first, second, or third. I would see it more in the third, but give me Kakramonav by decision. I actually bet him. I have 2.4 units to win 1.5 units, and I think that's a pretty safe bet, man. That's a pretty safe bet. If you watch Kakramonav fight, man, the guy's good, well-rounded everywhere. Next fight number 7 is in the men's featherweight division. We have Joanderson Brito versus Bill Algeo. Joanderson Brito is 12-2-1, currently sitting at -130. Bill Algeo is 14-6, currently sitting at +100. This fight is going to be very interesting, man. Both these guys are very good, very well-rounded. Joanderson Brito, if you watch them on the Contender Series or any of his regional fights, man, the guy's crazy like a pit bull. Super strong, super athletic, super powerful, super explosive. You've seen him against Diego Lopez on the Contender Series. The guy just explodes in the stuff, man. He showed good cardio. I've been watching him on his Instagram and stuff. The guy's in great shape. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He's got good wrestling, good timing on his wrestling. Like you see against Lopez, shoots in off striking exchanges very well. He's got great jiu-jitsu. You've seen him dodge the guy he fought, Diego Lopez, on the Contender Series was like 17-1, and he had like 15 submissions. So I mean, that guy was sneaky. He was able to survive all that. He's got very powerful ground and pound. He's just pretty good everywhere. And like I said, he's very physically gifted, very explosive. Who he's fighting is Bill Algeo. Bill Algeo is going to have a size advantage in this fight. He's 6 foot with a 73.5-inch reach, where Joanderson Brito is 5'8" with a 72-inch reach, so he's going to have 4-inch height advantage. Bill Algeo is good. He's a stand-up fighter primarily. That's what he wants to do. He throws a lot of kicks, a lot of teep kicks, front kicks, push kicks, throws some decent punches. He really doesn't throw with power. He's like a volume guy, and he wants to beat you with his cardio and volume. He's got a really good jab on him, though. If you go watch any of his fights, he's got a good jab. He's got terrible wrestling. That's his problem, man. The guy has no wrestling. He can't stop a takedown to save his life. He has a decent get-up game, but yeah, man, just if you watch against Ricardo Ramos or Ricardo Lamos, which is weird, I didn't realize Ricardo Lamos and Ricardo Ramos both beat him. They were able to take him down, hold him down. When they were standing, you know, it was pretty even. Like I said, Algeo, he just doesn't throw with power, so it's a lot of volume, but no power on it, no real meaning. He's usually good on his cardio, but if you ask me, like in the Lamas and Ramiz fight, it looked like he kind of slowed down in that third round on both of them and was able to be controlled on the ground more and stuff. Like I said, I'm taking Joanderson Brito in this fight. I believe he's going to land the harder strikes as long as his cardio holds up, which he looked good on the Contender Series, and I've been checking him out on Instagram and all that, and he looks in great shape. I believe he's going to be able to land the way harder punches standing up. I mean, he could even knock out Bill Algeo. If you watch Brito, man, he throws heat. I think he's going to be landing the bigger shots standing up, and then I believe he's going to be able to time his takedowns and be able to land takedowns, get some ground control, land some ground and pound, and just be able to get a decision off Bill Algeo, because Bill Algeo is really tough, so I expect him to be there till the end. But I'm taking Joanderson Brito, and I'm taking him by a tough decision. Gonna be a good fight, but give me him. He's -130 right now, but I actually got a bet in on him. I put 2.3 units to win 2 units because I'm pretty confident in him. I really do think he's better everywhere. Algeo ain't no finisher or nothing like that. So and he's got like pillow fists and stuff. So I do see Brito like landing the harder shots, landing the takedowns, having the top control, and advancing position, just being better all around in this fight. As long as his cardio holds up, because that's like Bill Algeo's thing, is to try to push his cardio and volume on you, but I don't think it's going to work here. So yeah, give me Joanderson Brito by decision. I got 2.3 units to win 2 units. Fight number 8 is in the men's heavyweight division. We got Chase Sherman versus Jake Collier. Chase Sherman is 15-8. He's currently sitting at plus 100. Jake Collier is 12-6. He's currently sitting at minus 125. We got two big boys here. Lower level heavyweight fight. I guess probably get to see who gets to stay into the UFC after this. Chase Sherman. He's okay. He's like okay everywhere except like wrestling and grappling. He really don't have good. He's not good off his back. He don't have really good wrestling. His striking, he's got decent leg kicks. He's got good boxing, but he doesn't throw any power. Like he'll throw. He's got like I said, he's got decent quick boxing, but no power, and he's got no defense. He just leaves his head there. He doesn't take his head off the center line. He doesn't do nothing. He just sits there and eats punches. In every fight that he's in, and he really doesn't throw hard. Like he's tough. He's durable, so he stays in there. But his face always looks terrible. He always gets beat up by everybody, and ends up just looking terrible. I think Chase Sherman's terrible. I've never seen him beat anybody good. I've seen him get beat up by other terrible fighters. Parker Porter beat the shit out of him. Parker Porter beat him up. Everybody beats him up. Jake Collier, he's not much better, but to me, he's got better striking. He's gonna throw with a little more power. He looked really good to me against Carlos Felipe. Showed good cardio, showed good leg kicks, showed good power, showed a good chin, most importantly. So in this fight, I believe that he's just gonna Jake Collier is gonna push the pace. He's gonna land the harder shots. Maybe even be able to land some takedowns and get some control time like Parker Porter did, because Jake Collier does have a little bit wrestling background. But I'm all over Jake Collier here. I have a bet 2.2 units to win 1.7 units, and I have a lot of faith in Collier here. It's more of a fade of Chase Sherman. I really have no faith in Chase Sherman. I don't think he's good. I think like the only UFC wins that I've ever seen him have is Rashad Coulter, who is terrible, should have never been in the UFC, and then he fought Ike Villanueva, who came up from light heavyweight to fight him at heavyweight real quick, and he's terrible anyways too. So give me Jake Collier, and I feel pretty confident with him. Like I said, I got a pretty decent bet on him, 2.2 units to win 1.7. I got him by decision, but I see a 30-20, 30-29, or 30-27. I got Jake Collier all day. Fight number 9 is in the women's flyweight division. We got Katlyn Chookagian versus Jennifer Maia. Katlyn Chookagian is 16-4. She's currently sitting at minus 180. Jennifer Maia is 19-7-1. Currently sitting at plus 150. This is a rematch from about 2 years ago. Katlyn Chookagian won that 29-28 pretty comfortably. She was up 2 rounds going into the third, got taken down and controlled a little bit in the third, so I think that's the round that Maia won. Katlyn Chookagian's 5'9" with the 68-inch reach, where Jennifer Maia's 5'4" with the 64-inch reach. So I mean, Katlyn Chookagian has the height and reach. Everybody, if you ever watch her fight, Katlyn Chookagian likes to use her length, reach, the cage, run around, make a lot of noise when she throws her punches. She doesn't hit hard. She's got good striking. Her wrestling, that's okay. You're not gonna really see her use it unless she was fighting Antonio Shevchenko. She's really good. She beats everybody except Shevchenko from what I've seen. And she even gets, the judges love her. She even gets good split decisions. She's going to have a tougher fight this time, though, than last fight that she had, because last fight was in a regular size cage. They fought in 2019 pre-COVID, so it's in a regular size cage, which obviously benefits Katlyn, because she likes to use that cage, move around a lot, and be able to just outwork her opponent and not get touched using the height and reach. Jennifer Maia, she's pretty well rounded. She's got good striking, good power in her striking. She's really short with a short lower reach, 64-inch. But she's got, if you've seen her when she fought Valentina Shevchenko, she looked really good, man. She came out and won that first round, and was doing maybe even the second round. It kind of seemed like, at least the first half of the second round, she was taking down Shevchenko. She was controlling her. Landed some good power and all that, but obviously Shevchenko came back, took over. Maia, like I said, good everywhere, good power, good boxing, all that. Decent wrestling, decent clinch. She has good BJJ when she gets it down there. You've seen her armbar Joanne Calderwood. But she's got to get it down there, and I think she's going to have trouble with that against Katlyn Chookagian. This is in the small cage, so hopefully I didn't underestimate that again in this fight, but I don't know how much. I don't think Maia is going to come out there like Bilal Muhammad and just shoot. And as long as Chookagian just keeps moving around and stuff, she should be able to stay out of getting taken down and all that. It should be a good fight, just like the last one. I'm going to go with Katlyn Chookagian, 29-28 decision. I'm going to go to decision all day. I do have a bet on Katlyn Chookagian. I have 1.9 units to win 1.2 units. And I do think, like I said, I think that's a pretty safe bet that she gets another decision win. She could even win 30-27. She's gotten better. Maia's gotten better, but Chookagian's gotten better. She looked really good against Vivian Arugio last fight too. And I think that could be kind of like what this fight's going to play out like. So fight number 10 is in the men's flyweight division. We got Brandon Royval versus Rogerio Bontoran. Brandon Royval is 12-6, minus 170. Rogerio Bontoran is 17-3, currently plus 140. Brandon Royval is great. The guy has this awkward striking, great power. Throws just like weird kicks, weird body shots. He really has great striking. I haven't seen too many people want to stand up with him. He was beating up Brandon Moreno standing up in that first round, and that's why Moreno started taking him down and just, you know, overpowered him on the ground. And then even in the last fight against Pantoja, I bet pretty big on Pantoja at minus like 170. And he was giving Pantoja everything he could take. Pantoja kept taking him down, and Royval kept getting up, and it looked like Pantoja kind of gassed at the end of that first round and came out in the second. And I was literally worried. I remember I was at like the drive-thru at Wendy's watching on my phone, like, man, this don't look good for Pantoja, because I've never really seen him that tired except against Figueiredo the one time. But yeah, and then he came out and got the finish. But Royval, like against Kakramonav France, his striking's sick, man. Anytime this is gonna be standing, he's gonna be landing big shots, big awkward shots. He's gonna have the size advantage. He's 5'9" with a 70.5-inch reach, where Bontoran is 5'5" with a 67-inch reach. So he's gonna have 4 inches of height and 3.5 inches of reach. And Royval's good everywhere. His defensive wrestling ain't that great, but when he goes to the ground, he's got really, really good jiu-jitsu, which he's going to need that here, especially in the first round. That's what Bontoran's good at. He's got decent wrestling. He's got really good jiu-jitsu, good control. You've seen against like Kakramonav France. Just like he's got good wrestling, decent wrestling, and really good jiu-jitsu. His striking's okay. He don't got much technique, but he does throw with power, and the guy's tough. If you watch regional stuff that he has, I've seen him in slugfests with guys, man, really going toe to toe, and he's got a good record, 17-3, so he's winning some of them. His last fight was against Kakramonav France. I believe that was his last fight, where he took Kai down, had his back the whole first round, almost finished him with a rear naked a couple times, and then Kai got up with like 15 seconds left in the first and just dropped him, hit him with some big shots. But I mean, Kakramonav France is a beast. Like I said, Brandon Royval TKO'd Kakramonav France. Nobody really TKOs him. They like to take him down to beat Kakramonav France. But yeah, in this fight, man, I see it being a great fight. But I'm gonna take Brandon Royval by second round TKO. I'm gonna take Rogerio to come out here in the first round, land a couple takedowns. Kind of going like the Pantoja fight, except he's not. Bontoran's not near as good as Pantoja. Pantoja's top 3 in the world to me. Yeah, I'll take Royval to come out in the second round. I'm gonna take him actually to win with a body shot kick, and drop him and get a TKO with that, because he does throw them awkward body kicks, and he's super long and all that. So give me Brandon Royval by a second round TKO, and I do have a bet on him. I have 2.7 units to win 1.6 units. And I do, with the size advantage and everything he's got going on, the striking advantage, he can hold his own on the ground. I got Royval on that all day. Next fight is going to be fight number 11, and it's the main event. We got in the men's featherweight division, we got Calvin Kattar versus Giga Chikadze. Calvin Kattar is 22-5. He's currently plus 205. Giga Chikadze is 14-2. He's currently minus 245. This is going to be an excellent striking match. We got Calvin Kattar, who is a great boxer. That's really what he does. He doesn't really use his wrestling and jiu-jitsu. He's got great boxing. He's got good power, great combinations. He's super fast. He's got good reach and stuff. Actually, usually not in this fight. Giga's big for this division. But yeah, he doesn't use too much kicks or nothing. He's mainly going to be boxing, throwing. He's got good uppercuts. You've seen against Jeremy Stevens, Shane Burgos. Man, the guy has got sick boxing. But that's the problem in this fight, is that he's going to be fighting Giga Chikadze, who's actually Giga's 6 foot with the 74-inch reach, which is freaking huge for 145. 6 foot, 74-inch reach at 145 is huge. Calvin Kattar's 5'11 with the 72-inch reach. So, like I said, he's used to having the height and size advantage, Kattar, in all of his fights, and he's not going to have it in this. The last fight, Max had him, but, yeah, not in this. But Giga, Chikadze, I mean, everybody that's been watching, if you know, man, he's a bad mofo. Dude's a bad kickboxer, world-class kickboxer. Good boxing. You seen last fight against Edson Barbosa, used his boxing actually to finish Barbosa. But he's got great kicks. He's got his Giga kick to the body. I mean, great head kicks. You've seen his head kick like 4 people, to sleep. Well, a couple. I think with one dude, Simmons, he head kicked sleep. But anyways, Giga is a bad dude. This fight is gonna be like, I see the whole fight being a stand-up fight, and I love Calvin Kattar. The dude's tough as hell, but if all he's gonna have is boxing in this fight, it's gonna be tough because Giga is gonna be able to match that boxing. And then he's gonna have the kicking game. He's gonna have the leg kicks, the body kicks, and the head kicks. And I think that's gonna be the difference maker, man, in this fight. If Giga gets sloppy, he could easily get hit with a combo and get put to sleep because Kattar has real power. If you look, he's got a lot of finishes on his record over some top guys too. Like I said, Burgos, Jeremy Stevens, all them guys, and even a lot more than that. But in this fight, if it's just going to be a striking fight, Giga is going to be so much better. And just a way bigger toolbox, so many more weapons. I believe he's going to have more power, especially in the legs. With the kicks and all that. So I'm gonna take Giga to win this fight. I actually see him winning by like a 2nd or 3rd round body kick with that Giga kick to the body because Calvin Kattar, he stands tall. Like I said, he's a boxing stance, throwing a lot of shots. So I'm seeing Giga catching him with this body shot and finishing with a TKO body shot, man. Ground and pound. So, I'm not betting on this fight, to be honest, just because the line's so huge. Giga at minus 245 is just so huge. And I honestly, like, if it just keeps getting higher and higher, like Calvin Kattar, if he gets up to plus 250, that might be worth taking a stab on because the guy's world class, the guy's great. If they go in there and he eats them shots from Giga and Giga throws all these shots and starts gassing out a little bit in the middle of the 2nd to the 3rd, say like Zabit did against Kattar, and Kattar starts taking over in a 5-round fight, that could get dicey. So it's hard to put up that much money on Giga. But I do love the guy. The guy's great. And after this will show a lot. If he beats Calvin Kattar, I mean, it's one more fight to the title. If not, if they don't throw him to the title, it depends on how spectacular this happens. But give me Giga Chikadze by 2nd round TKO. Like I said, I don't got no bets on this. I don't really plan on betting it. But I do like Giga to win. That's it for UFC Vegas 46. I'm gonna go over my bets real quick. I have 6 bets in. I did have 7. I actually was taking Muslim Salikov to beat Michelle Pereira. I had 1.1 units at even money to win 1.1, but that fight fell off. So I have 6 bets on this card now. My 6 bets are Joseph Holmes, 1.5 units to win 1 unit. Joanderson Brito, 2.3 units to win 2 units. Katlyn Chookagian, 1.9 units to win 1.2 units. Jake Collier, 2.2 units to win 1.75 units. Brandon Royval, 2.7 units to win 1.6 units. And Kakramonav, 2.4 units to win 1.5 units. And I really do like these bets. I feel real comfortable with these bets this week. Like I said, I hope all these fights stay on the card. Go to my Blood Money MMA bets at Instagram, Blood Money MMA bets, and follow me there. Like I said, check out these bet slips, and you can see the when I actually put them in. I put a lot of these in a couple weeks ago, so I got some pretty decent lines. Yeah, go ahead and follow me on there. Please like and subscribe for this video, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys watching it and commenting with me. I like talking back and forth with you guys. Definitely, if you disagree with any of my picks, man, comment, let me know. We can talk it out and see what we think, man. And I really enjoy that. So, like I said, man, please follow me on Instagram for that, and like and subscribe on this, man. And let's start this year off with this big win. I can't wait to get these fights back. It's gonna be awesome. Good luck, everybody, and I'll see you guys next week, man.